All right, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow members and guests, I have two questions for you. How many of you have purchased a brand new vehicle in the past? Okay, a few of you. Now, how many of you have purchased a used vehicle in the past? Okay, it's a good mix. Now, imagine taking a sabbatical or retiring with enough money to pursue your dreams. Got an interest or passion you've always wanted to dedicate more time to? Ever wondered how you could be financially free? We often ask ourselves if and how this is possible. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow members and guests, today I will share with you how and why used cars are a major component of your wealth building strategy. The good news is there are a few major life decisions we can make that will greatly accelerate the process to financial freedom. Buying used cars or buying a used car is one of them. Ask yourself the question, would I like to be freer financially and have more control over my time? If the answer is yes, let's drive. As a marketing major in college, I learned that big brands are very effective at marketing to the aspirational consumer, meaning the consumer who appears to be rich without actually being rich. That's not where you want to be. If you want to achieve financial freedom and independence, if you want to dive deeper into the topic, you can read The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas T. Stanley, and I will also create a link that if you want some of these resources, I can share with you. But since my late teens, early 20s, I focused a lot of my learning on investing, saving, and the creation of wealth. I've made as little as $15 an hour and as much as a good six-figure income. However, to accumulate wealth, you must earn a good income over a long period of time if you don't learn how to play defensively. No, I'm not saying don't drink your 3 cups at Starbucks a week or give up all the things that you enjoy doing only to save a couple of grand a year. And this is like being on a diet, trying to lose some weight and only to bounce back and be worse off than where you started. It does not work. The key is to focus on sustainable habits. To give you an idea, most people can stop eating red meat 5 times a day and replace that habit for eating red meat maybe once, maybe twice a month. Granted, it may be painful, but if there's a pressing reason to do so, like improving your health, most people are capable of doing it, right? Thus, my point to you is to cultivate habits that are sustainable and that will help you achieve your goal. When I looked at some of the biggest purchases most of us mortals make while living or going through life, 3 stand out. Buying a house is one, it's a huge financial purchase. Buying a car is actually the second largest. And then there's a little bit fuzziness, but spending money on these so fantastic and relaxing vacations is a pretty big investment as well. So unless you're buying a house in the red-hot real estate market that has great price appreciation potential, this is probably not the place to start. However, it is a very different story with continuously buying new cars throughout your lifetime. I've done some research on the lifetime value of a new car buyer and have come up with the following numbers. Most car manufacturers place the value of somebody who buys a new car at the age of 18 and the last at the age of 65 between $175,000 to $500,000 on the high end. This includes maintenance and repairs. For this amount of money, you can purchase, pay off a house, and own it free and clear in most parts around the world, including the United States of America. So if you would like to have $175,000 to $500,000 in the bank, minus the cost of purchasing and servicing used cars, you need to reconsider your car buying habits. The beauty of buying used cars is manifold. One, the quality of used cars has become incredibly good, phenomenal. It's very easy to research the least reliable to the most reliable new cars. Consumerreports.org and Admins are great resources and guides on this topic. Also, you can get a pre-purchase inspection through affiliates of AAA or your local independent car shop. I recommended this to a friend before she bought her car and from CarMax, and it turned out that car had been in an accident, so it was a no-go. She didn't buy it. So if The pre-purchase inspection will really help you figure out if you're buying a car that's mechanically sound, and it will give you perfect peace of mind. Depreciation of value is a huge one. The first 100,000 miles I put on my Toyota Camry, the first Toyota Camry I bought, I had 100,000 miles on it, kept the car for 7 to 8 years, sold it for 500. So essentially I spent $4.5 grand on the car. If you're buying a new car for 50 grand, typically price depreciation in year one is 20%. So you just lost 10 grand, twice the amount of money I spent on a used car over my lifetime in just year one. Lastly, another fantastic fact for peace is the peace of mind aspect. When somebody dings or scratches your car, they're like, not a big deal. If you own a brand new vehicle, it'd be a very different story. So today, I want to encourage you to think about buying used cars instead of new cars, simply for the fact that you can build a solid, reliable, and even perhaps, or buy a solid, reliable, and even perhaps fun luxury step-up vehicle while having a major impact on your financial future. Thus, if you want to take a break, a sabbatical, or retire with enough money to pursue your dreams, your car buying habits will get you there faster than you think. Madam Toastmaster, fellow members and guests, thank you.